everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I am here today with a hair update because I haven't done one in forever. So my hair is now dry and I initially wanted to start this video with my hair wet, but I have a problem with my camera. I don't know if you guys can see this little black speck, and basically there's a bit of dust in my lens, and there is virtually nothing I can do about it at the moment until I send my camera to Canada. And the reason this happened is because my lovely patient who works in my house took the lens cover off my camera and moved it into my brother's room, and so anyway, dust got into my lens and I just have to wait some time to fix it. So obviously I know you guys, sorry, I'm looking for it to kind of see where it is. It's right here. It makes me look like I've got a dent on my forehead. But obviously you guys are ride or die, so I'm guessing you will bear with me through this little transition. Anyway, so what I did with my hair yesterday was I deep conditioned. I deep conditioned with, well, I washed first of all and conditioned my hair. Then I deep conditioned with my Design Essentials Coconut and Monoi Deep Moisture Mask and the Hair Restore Hair Mayonnaise. So this has a bit of protein, this is for moisture. And I topped it up with an oil mix. So in this mix, I think we have like hemp oil, coconut oil, Jamaican black castor oil, tea tree oil, and I think that's all. So it's just in this little nozzle bottle from the, but this is not the main choice oil, I've just filled it up. And then I slept with a concoction of things. I had this little plastic scarf all over my hair to stop the oils and stuff from seeping through. And then I put this little snood thing on to keep it down flat and tied it with a bandana so my, whatchamacallit, my pillowcase didn't get like wet and dirty and stuff like that. So this morning I rinsed it all out and my hair was nice and wet and dripping and prepped for a twist out, but then I put my camera on to film and lo and behold, we have issues. So I mean, with this different angle, quite a little bit lower, I am able to film without the distraction of that black thing quite so much. Forgive the fact that my closet's literally empty. I just had to respray it white. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to show you how I achieve my twist out. Okay, obviously first things first is to decide your parting, and I'm going to do a middle part. So I'm just going to part this down the center of my head, down the center of my head. And with the front of my hair, I tend to do flat twists. So I section off literally just this part because this part of my hair is a lot thinner than the rest of my hair. So yeah, so I'm just going to start with this part. Okay, so obviously twist outs work best on like dampish hair. So I have a spray bottle filled with water, tea, and conditioner. I know that sounds really weird, but tea is really good to help with shedding. So I just use that because my hair is shedding quite a bit at the moment. So you don't need to get your hair soaking wet, just a little bit damp. My hair smells like Lipton. Literally smells like Lipton. The next thing I am putting in my hair for moisture is the Olaplex Bond Perfector. This is the number 2. Number 2 and number 3 are very similar. I was selling number 3 on my Instagram a couple of months ago, so if you missed out, sauce. But yeah, these number 2s are only sold to licensed hair professionals. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, these number 2s. So I just take a little bit, a little goes a massively long way with this, and it's such a good like curl cream. So just gonna put that on the middle section. Like I said, the front of my hair is very different to the back of my hair because it's just so fine. So yeah, you want to rake that through and literally get the first product you put on your hair, which really should be water based. You want to massage that into your hair literally as much as you can because this is like the moisture stage. This isn't really the styling stage. Yeah, so while I'm doing this, I'm just gonna talk you guys through what's been going on with my hair like recently, what I've been using, blah blah blah. So I've had my hair literally in some form of protective style since November, and we are now in September, so I think I've done pretty good. The next thing, just by the way, I'm using is the Camille Rose Naturals Aloe Whipped Butter Gel with aloe vera and macadamia oil. I love the way this smells. I really like Camille Rose Naturals. Their products are expensive, but like they do the job. So I'm gonna use this for also a bit of hold and definition. Yeah, so I've had my hair in some sort of protective style since November, and I did that because I just found that my hair wasn't really like, it was growing, but I wasn't retaining length, and I was dealing with a lot of breakage and stuff. So I just thought, you know what, let me put my hair away for a little bit of time and just give it a break. But my boyfriend was like, I haven't seen your hair in so long. So I was like, you know what, hair also needs a breather, so I'm just gonna have my hair out for a couple of weeks. The last product I'm using on each section is the Shea Moisture Raw Shea and Kupuaku Frizz Defense Styling Gel Cream with Passiflora and pistachio oils. Define and humidity proof thick and wavy hair. So this I haven't used either, so I'm interested to see how these three products together come out. So yeah, so I just figured I'd leave my hair out for a bit and show you guys how it's doing. I trimmed my hair about 4 weeks ago. Yeah, 4 weeks ago. Just to get rid of the split ends and stuff, because I hadn't done that in a while. And yeah, my front hair has pretty much gotten all the length back, which is great. So yeah, in the front of my hair, I'm literally just doing a braid, like a flat braid, like this, and then braid all the way down to the end. The reason I do flat braids in front is because, like I said, my hair in front is like thinner than the rest of my hair, and so this allows it to like not be really skinny, straggly strands. Like I can actually have it sort of fuller because I have to separate this part a little bit more so it gets more body at the end of the day. And then for the ends, I'm just gonna wrap with this. See? Curl. Yep, and do the same thing on this side. Doing these, like moisturizing my hair, I will admit, is a little bit tedious, especially if I'm, you know, using, like I always do, about 3 products. The only reason I'm not using oil on my hair at the moment is because I am gonna oil my scalp when I'm done with this. That's the first thing. And then also, when I deep condition with a lot of oil, and oil and water don't mix. So when I rinse out my deep conditioner, if you think about the science behind all of it, surely that oil is protecting my hair, like it's now in my hair because oil and water don't mix, and so the water is not going to rinse the oil out. And so rather than oversaturating my hair with oil, you oil your scalp, let it trickle down, and trust that the oil you've put in with your deep conditioner shall suffice. Suffice, not suffice. Suffice. So yeah, I should probably do a length check at some point because... So do you see what I mean about my front hair and my side hair? It's significantly shorter, and for the life of me, I don't know why. So going with the Camille Rose Naturals now. This is a butter gel, so this like still has a bit of hold, but it's not like gel like Eco Styler. And then the third thing I put is also it's like a gel cream. So again, not quite like Eco Styler, but still gives that slight hold. And it's also frizz defense. So I mean, for me, I'm in Lagos, hell yeah, you know. I feel like I took a lot more hair for this side than I did the other side, but it's okay because like for me, I find that I like when whatchamacallits are a bit wild, like twist outs. I don't need them to be like super perfect, But what I will say is you need to make sure your sections are smoothed out. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So now that I've done the front, I typically go right to the back. Well, to the back. So you can either split your hair down the middle this way or go this way. I don't like to go this way because then I find that you now have two massive sections when you're done, and it's a little bit harder to like separate and organize. So I don't do it that way. I go horizontally, right? This is horizontal. Yeah, I go horizontally, and I just take this very bottom section. So it's not quite half of my head. It's actually more like, no, that's not enough. Actually, no, I'll just do those sections just to show. So yeah, not half of my head, not even, maybe quarter, like a fourth of this section. So it's really quite small. And then I twist. So because this section is small, I'm actually able to, I will do 2 twists, but I'm able to just do 1 round of moisture, like moisturizing and prepping, because it's not, I can still reach all of my strands because it's not that big of a section. So, you know, my hair is massively detangled, and I'm so glad how detangled it is, because it makes this process so much easier. And the smoother your strands, the better your twist out comes. Oh, that's a lot. Oh dear. This, like I said, this Olaplex, a little goes a massively long way. So, okay, let me actually talk about Olaplex a little bit, because I've had some people like ask me questions about how does it work? Well, I don't know how it works. It's like patented technology, like it's mad. But it's basically doing the one thing they tell you your hair can't do, which is fix itself. They always tell you, oh, once your hair is damaged, you kind of need to cut it off and sort of start again, which most times is true. But if your hair isn't damaged that badly, or you color your hair a lot, or you relax your hair, if you relax your hair, Olaplex is something to definitely like get into, because those are things that break down the makeup of your hair strands. So this is gonna be great for like rebuilding all of that damage. You know what I mean? Yeah, so there's Olaplex 1, 2, and 3. 1 is like it's a little chemical. It's not a chemical, some concoction liquid thing, and you mix that in with water. So like 2 parts water, 1 part Olaplex. Yeah, 2 parts water, 1 part Olaplex, and you just kind of spritz that on your hair. Leave it in for a little bit. What I'll usually do is I'll put that on my hair, then maybe put in some deep conditioner or something and steam my hair. Then after I do that, I will rinse out and use number 2. Number 2 and number 3 are pretty much the same. So number 2 is what they would use for you in the salon, and then number 3 is the take-home kit. But because I have the number 2, I never really use my number 3s. I sold them and gave them out. So if you were lucky enough to get your hands on one of those Olaplex bottles, fantastic. Like, it works on all textures. Like, if you even feel like you have super like kinky, my hair has grown, child. Jeez, that's a long twist. Yeah, so if you even feel like, oh, you know, my hair is really thick, it's unmanageable, no conditioners work. So as you guys can see, I'm like obviously twisting. I'm twisting as tightly as I can, because then you get a lot more definition. And you know, with twists, they loosen. So you want to like get as many roundsies as you can. And yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Olaplex, I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense. I'm kind of just having a little get ready with me, talk to you guys kind of video. So I hope you are enjoying this. And if you have questions in my next video, obviously, let me know. Okay, done. So the 2 twists in the back are done, and the 2 twists in the front are done. So now with this section, I pretty much just, I don't have rhyme, I don't have rhythm, I just kind of go, because like I said, I don't want like any lines, follow through lines, because you have to pick those out, and picking those out creates more frizz. And if you live in Nigeria, you're trying to minimize that as much as you possibly can. So obviously if I can avoid having to pick over pick, I will do that. So this way the sections are already disorganized, and so it's already more natural looking. I literally can't believe I've never, well, no, let me not say I've never, but this tea technique is a new technique I learned from my sister. Shout out to Rennie. And I was, when we traveled over the summer, I was using her spray bottle. And usually I would add aloe vera to this, but it's not with me at the moment. It's actually my boyfriend's house, so I just couldn't bother to go there and grab it before I did this. So I'll add it to my bottle later on, and it's just used as a refresher spray during the week. So yeah, so this tea thing, my hair smells like tea. It's so creepy. I think I made mine a little bit more potent than hers, or maybe without the aloe vera it has a stronger smell. It's not super strong, but I basically measured how much water was going to go in here. Like I filled it up and then I emptied that into a cup, and then with cold water, and I then soaked a tea bag. So it's quite potent. I let all of the tea pretty much, I left it in there for about an hour to just soak, and yeah, so it's come out quite good, and it makes your hair so shiny. Like I was noticing over the summer, I was like, why is my hair so shiny? Like I even thought, oh, maybe it's because I've just been protective styling, and so there's no, like basically no manipulation, so maybe my hair is loving that. But then when I left my sister and I was by myself, not that the shine went away, but like in the morning when I would spritz my hair, I wouldn't have the same sort of effect I was getting before. And I realized, oh wow, it's because I've stopped using the tea and the aloe vera. So I've been meaning to do it since I got back, but I haven't really had time to even do my hair. So this is kind of like the first time, and I'm glad I'm doing it. So yeah, that's that. And so currently I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 6 braids in. I'll probably end up with about, man, I don't know, maybe 12 to 15. That's pretty much my usual number, because that's just the number that works for me. I usually say keep it about 12 to 15. You can probably do 10 depending on the thickness of your hair, but I like to keep my strands really defined and stuff like that. So yeah, 10 to 15 is what works for me. But I'll see you when I'm done and we will count. Okay, I'm back. This is probably my least attractive state. If I had to pick one, it would be this. But I just wanted to show you how it all looked. I've been done for about an hour, let me not lie. But I've just been sort of trying to tidy up my room and set up my stuff. And I am gonna go sit underneath, sorry, my windows are open just for some fresh air, because there was a slight painty smell. So I wanted to, you know, air that out. Excuse me. Guys, you know when you're like in a rush and you're disorganized and you keep dropping things and you're losing things? I feel all over the place. But anyway, I wanted to just show you how it looks. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So yeah, 14 braids all together. I'm gonna be a bit naughty and okay, I think I'm gonna have to shut my window, but I'm going anyway. I'm gonna be a bit naughty and go and sit underneath the dryer because I'm going out today and I need this to dry. So I will see you when I get back. Okay people, I am back with my hair literally 100% dry. So I sat underneath the dryer for, I don't know, I'm gonna say about maybe 40 minutes or so to an hour. I was just watching an episode of a show, so that really didn't take that long. But now I am ready for the takedown, and this is actually the most important part of your twist out, because the way you take your hair down is genuinely going to determine how it comes out. Another thing I did was, while my hair was drying, before my waist hair salon, I packed it, and on my way home I packed it. This is just to stretch the hair out just a little bit, to give me a little bit more length. So the first thing I'm gonna do first of all is to oil my scalp. This is just an oil mix from, I've forgotten where it's from, but I will put it on the screen somewhere. So this is just in another nozzle bottle, so I can put it right on my scalp. So, you know, just to make sure my scalp is moisturized. You know, just. Okay, now that that's done, the next thing I'm going to do is put some oil on my finger so that when I'm taking out the twists, I don't create like any frizz. So that my oil mix, really not that much. I'm just putting like a drop on my finger and just sort of doing this just so your fingers are like smooth, sort of. So I'm going from the back, I stretch the twist out and just take it apart and twist it anti-clockwise. And this is what you get. I don't know if you can see it, but it's something like that. So yeah, you want to be really careful and really patient with this stage. So yeah, as I was saying, you just go through the sections. You have to be really, really careful and patient. Ooh, this one wasn't quite dry. Damn it. You need it to be 100% dry, guys. But anyway, so yeah, be really careful with the sections, because the more you like tug at it, the more frizz you get, and then you know, you create some frizz as you take it apart anyway. So if you create as you because you're still going to take out these two sections, so more frizz is created as that happens. So if you create all of your frizz now, you're just going to end up with a frizzy. This one isn't dry either. I knew this side of my head didn't dry properly. Okay, so I put a blow dryer just on this section to dry it off a little bit, and as you can see what it's caused here, this is significantly more stretched, more like fatter, which is annoying. So yeah, I don't really know how this twist out is gonna turn out, because you know, I'm rushing it. So usually this is something that I would let sit on my head for like 10 hours, so it really like takes, but I don't have that kind of time today. I mean, the key to this part really is just being careful and being patient and literally not yanking the twists apart and trying to just keep them as intact as possible. So I think I've taken out all of these ones around the back and the sides. So I'm just gonna take out these front bits. Again here, to be very careful, and because these are braids and they're flat braided, the takedown is a little bit different. So any knots you come across, you kind of want to stop and, you know, sort them out without pulling, because when you pull, you completely mess up the pattern. So you want to be so freaking careful. I don't know if you guys can even see what I'm doing, but literally take your time. Okay, so this is our stage 1 of the takedown. So the next stage is to take each massive like 2-strand clump and take each one again into 2. Each one again into 2. So the more you do this, the fuller your hair becomes. So just search through your hair where you see a massive clump, break it into 2 or 3. I start with 2 most times unless it's really big, and then I know I'm gonna separate it again, and then I just instantly just do 3. But if you're just starting out and you don't really know how your hair sits or how full your thing is gonna look, or whether or not the more you separate, you know, you lose a lot of definition and it's not worth it. Some people like their twist outs like super crimped like this. I don't. So if you do, then naturally you're not gonna need to separate quite as much. So see, like that, I separated it into 3. So if you see how I do it, I take my nail, do this. I take my nail, do this. I try not to rip at the bottom. If it doesn't want to separate, I just kind of, you know, do this. Put my finger, my nail, and I don't pull, because when you pull, it's a really delicate thing to explain. You just do this. And also you need to remember that your hair could be twisted like this. So something like this, you pull the strand, you get it straightened facing the right way. Sorry, ignore my doggy's bells. You just basically just keep doing that till you achieve not the desired fullness, because you can still pick at it, but till the curls are like at the desired like size. So obviously the more you take the hair apart, the smaller the curls are gonna become, and the less defined they're gonna become. Okay, so I think in terms of separation, this is probably how far I'm gonna go. And then because I still want it to be a little bit fuller and just more stretched, I'm gonna take my Afro pick. Now there's different types of Afro picks, but I particularly love this one. Let me show you my other one. This is my other Afro pick, but I prefer this one when it comes to taking hair out, because, well, stretching hair out, because I can put it in and just pull. I don't have to like put my hair in, I don't have to put my hand in my hair. So I lift, so I start at the top, I do this, I lift, go to the roots, pull, done. Go to the middle layer, go to the bottom, lift, pull, done. Go here, lift, push. So what that does is I'm stretching the root, and that just pushes my hair out. Well, but you don't want to take it to the ends, because then you're gonna mess up the curls. So you kind of want to keep it just at the root of your hair, and you want to take it in sections, obviously, because remember, you twist it in sections. So it's not one full head of hair. It's like, it's still, I mean, it is a full head of hair, what did I just say? But it's not like one, like you've done braids or something. It's something worth separating. Who would have thought? So yeah, so you just pretty much, this, to be honest, is a practice thing, and you can obviously go further down. The further down in the hair you go, the more stretch you're gonna get, the more length you're gonna get, the more fullness you're gonna get, but also the more frizz you're gonna get. So if you're okay with like a little bit of frizz, because you know frizz happens, then it's all good. But if you're one of those people that, you know, the slightest bit of frizz, you're like, oh my god, then I would maybe recommend just picking at only the root. Then you can shake, you know, if you have any harsh and defined lines you don't want. Then the next thing is to turn my head over like this. And go from the back, from the bottom. Just to give myself some bottom length. So yeah, my hair has grown so much. Wow, I was not expecting my my hair to turn out this way. I was expecting really to hate it, because I've been hating my hair. You know, whatever areas you feel like you want them to stick out a little bit more, you just go into that part. Don't neglect the back, where you're just gonna have a flat back hair. Okay, but yeah guys, this is my hair transformation. This is my hair update. This is how my hair is looking. Let me just show you the back real quick. You know, this is how my hair is looking. I'm actually liking it. I'm loving it. I'm feeling this fro. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. This was a very chatty video. I pretty much walked you through exactly how I get my hair done. I'll probably just, you know, do my edges a little bit and stuff. That's about it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been a long time since I've done a hair one, but I'll see you in my next one. Make sure you're subscribed, and if you're not subscribed, like, what are you doing? Subscribe now.